You're watching Sky News. Some sad breaking news to bring you. We're hearing in the last few moments that Jason Arday, the Cambridge professor who had been at the centre of a plagiarism inquiry, has been found dead. A spokesperson for the Met Police said the London Ambulance Service was called today at 3:12 p.m. Sadly, a 41-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. His next of kin have been informed and are being supported by officers. At this time, his death is being treated as unexpected, but is not believed to be suspicious. The case is being investigated by officers from the Met's Central South Command Unit. A file will be prepared for the coroner. Well, Jason Arday, a professor of sociology of education, became Cambridge's youngest black professor in 2023. He quit following a series of media reports alleging that he plagiarised his PhD thesis, completed at Liverpool John Moores University, and other research. Further questions were asked in the press about the truth of other claims he made, including saying he ran 600 miles in 6 days and that he'd raised £5.5 million for charity. An investigation at Liverpool John Moores University cleared Professor Arday of wrongdoing, but we do know that the University of Cambridge is running an independent review of all relevant processes alongside an investigation into how a professor who resigned amid a plagiarism row was appointed by its Faculty of Education. Well, let's bring in our correspondent, Phoebe Southworth. Phoebe, a tragic end to a very sad series of events.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a social media storm has been building over this case for many weeks now. Just as a reminder, Jason Arday was appointed to the Faculty of Education at Cambridge back in 2022. And then, as we heard, he became the youngest black professor at the university the following year. But he then resigned this year, very recently, because there were allegations of plagiarism. So he was said to have plagiarised his PhD thesis at Liverpool John Moores University, but then was later cleared of any wrongdoing on that score. But then there were other allegations that then emerged. Questions were asked about the truth of other claims he'd made, like that he'd ran 600 miles in 6 days, raised £5.5 million for charity. So there was a lot of speculation over the truth of other things that he'd claimed because of what had happened at the university. Well, Cambridge University then launched an investigation. They're looking at not only how he was appointed to the role in the Faculty of Education, and his tenure also, what happened during his time there as a professor, but also the hiring processes more broadly at the university and how they made this appointment. Dozens of academics had signed a letter supporting that probe. There was a lot of outrage at the fact that someone who they are alleging should not have been in that post for various reasons managed to acquire such a prestigious role at one of the top universities in the UK. Well, now the very, very sad news we've heard that Mr. Arday has now died. I know you read the statement earlier from the Met Police. 41-year-old man. His family have been informed and are being supported by officers. His death is being treated as unexpected. No suspicious circumstances as it stands, but the investigation is ongoing and a file's being prepared for the coroner. Well, when Professor Arday resigned over this plagiarism row, he wrote an open letter doing so. He said the decision should not be interpreted as a loss of faith in scholarship or in the values that first brought him to Cambridge. He said that it's simply a decision of someone who has reached the limits of what any person should reasonably be expected to endure. And then this week, he cancelled events surrounding the promotion of one of his books that he was intending to publish at the end of this month, Great and Unfortunate, by Simon & Schuster, the publishers. So a number of events have happened in very quick succession over the last few weeks, seemingly the downfall of someone who many questions are swirling around, how he was appointed to a particular role and more broadly claims he made. But I think the focus remains very squarely on how Cambridge University will respond to this, because they are at the crux of this very disturbing case.